Coming up on Winning Bets, it's Monday, Sumday, and I've got 3 bets for you. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Jason Mattis with Winning Bets. Thanks for hanging out with me on this episode. Before we jump on into the show, I wanted to remind you guys we still got our ESPN NFL Fantasy games going on. Season kicks off next Thursday. You've got to be in each one of these groups if you want a chance to compete for $50 in each of these contests and some Winning Bet swag. So a total of $150 up for grabs. Don't forget, I've got an NFL Pick'em game against the spread. So far, I've got 3 people in that contest. I've got an NFL Pick'em contest where you picked each game straight. There's 3 people in that contest, and then we've got the NFL Eliminator. Some of you guys call it the NFL Survivor, but ESPN calls it Eliminator. There's 2 of you in that group, so chance to compete for $50 in each one of those groups and some Winning Bet swag. So don't forget, get in each one of those groups. It's free money. I'm offering it up to you guys. I think it'll be a lot of fun competing throughout the NFL season. Picking these games against the spread and straight. We'll obviously incorporate it here into the show, and we'll have a lot of fun. So make sure you get on into those groups. You hang out with fellow Winning Bets guys, and we'll compete for $50 in each of those groups. It'll be a lot of fun. All right, guys, so moving on over into Monday, Sunday. Last week we went 12-4. We were down 3.41 units. I'm just absolutely kind of fed up with this bad luck we're on, but I feel like it's going to change. We're feeling, going to be positive going into this week. We're going to erase some bad luck and kick things off, with some winning ways starting this week. Before we jump on into today's bets, I want to re-show you guys. It's been probably about 3 weeks or so, I think, since I've put up my stats that I follow, both in hitting and in the bullpen. I've showed them to you guys, so I want to just go ahead and pop those up. So let me shift on over here now, and I'll pop them up. Let's start with the bullpen. You guys know I like pitching more than hitting. I would much rather watch a 1-0 game as opposed to, let's say, like an 11-10 game. I'm definitely a fan of pitching over hitting all day. So let's throw up the bullpen stats. Let's start with the top 10 bullpen. As you guys can see here, the Indians are the only team that appear in all 5 of these categories. So, they're obviously a strong bullpen. So that's why I listed there on the bottom teams that appear in 4 of the 5 categories. And you've got the Athletics, Blue Jays, Brewers, and Dodgers with top bullpens in the major league. So this is how the top of the bullpens look. Let's flip it on over and show teams that are in the bottom of the bullpen. Lots of highlight going on in this group. We've got a lot of teams with bad bullpens. We've got the Phillies there with a bad bullpen. You've got the Mariners there with a bad bullpen. Diamondbacks with a bad bullpen. You've got the Red Sox, the Rockies, and the Marlins also with bad bullpen. These teams, there wasn't one that was in all 5 of these categories, so I highlighted these teams appear in 4 of the 5 categories right there. So lots of teams right there struggling there for the bullpens. Let's flip it on over to the hitting side. Again, we don't have a team that appears in all 5 of these categories, so the highlight will show you the teams that are in 4 of these 5 categories. Let's start with the top offenses right there. We've got the White Sox, they're a top team. We've got the Nationals, they're a top offense. Padres are a top offense. Phillies are a top offense, and the Yankees are also a top offense. Not a whole lot of surprise there. We thought going into the season the White Sox and Padres are going to be one of the strong teams. We know the Yankees, Nationals, and Phillies have top offense, so not a whole lot of surprise there. And you can see in the strikeout category, I went ahead and removed the Cardinals just due to their lack of games because they were off so long due to their coronavirus issue, so it wasn't fair to have them showing as a top strikeout team when they played significantly less games. Flip on over to the bottom of the half of the offenses here. You can see, or not the bottom half, I should say the bottom 10. Once again, we removed the Cardinals from the home run category as well for the same reasons. But the 2 teams that stick out right there, Rangers and Brewers. Rangers and Brewers bringing up the bottom of the league, and then again, they're in 4 of those 5 categories. So I want to just kind of re-show you guys this data here. It's been a while since I've shown it to you, and I want to kind of do that. Maybe I'll do it on every Monday's episode at a minimum going forward. But like I said, it had been at least 2, 3, maybe even 4 weeks since I had popped that data out there. So let's jump on in it, though. Let's go ahead and look at today's bets. The first one we want to do is Marlins versus the Mets. We've got Rogers on the mound versus DeGrom here. Look, Rogers made his season debut about a week ago, and it was actually against the Mets. He did fairly well in that game. He went 4 innings pitched, gave up 1 hit, strike out 6, but he walked 5 in that outing. And that's been his only appearance so far in the major leagues, is that one against the Mets, and I like it. I like that, the fact that, okay, he's only had 1 appearance in his whole major league, but man, the Mets have seen him now, so they're not going to be as surprised. I expect them to obviously get way more than 1 hit. DeGrom We don't need to talk about DeGrom. Everybody knows how awesome he is. And the thing I also like about this matchup here, let's say Rogers does go out and repeat 4 innings pitch. He does give up, let's say, 1 hit, a pretty similar line. Well, I just told you guys how terrible the Marlins bullpen was. The Marlins were in the bottom 10 of the bullpen. So maybe if the Mets can't get to Rogers, they'll definitely surely get to that bullpen. The Marlins, or should I say the Mets, while they weren't highlighted as one of the top teams, they do show up in 3 of those categories. They were 4th in average, they're 1st in on-base percentage, and they're 9th in the least amount of strikeouts. So the Mets have a top offense, so they should, I think they'll get to Rogers. I think, like I said, they've seen him now once, so I think they'll benefit seeing him again so close. It was August 25th, so they're seeing him here, pretty much within about a week later. And like I said, even if they don't, we should definitely be able to get to that Mets bullpen, or the Marlins bullpen. I'm going to go Mets run line here. Not a whole lot of surprise. Mets run line, and that comes in at -112. Okay, let's jump on over to another matchup. It's the Red Sox versus the Braves. We've got Fried on the mound here for the Braves. This is their ace now with Soroka on the mound, and boy, is he Soroka's on the injury list, I should say. And boy, is Fried pitching like an ace. He's got a 1.35 ERA, a .95 whip, and a 190 opponent's batting average. The guy is pitching outstanding this season. He's going to be opposed by Brewster on the mound for the Red Sox. He's a reliever. He's got a 4.57 ERA, a 1.62 whip, and a 264 opponent's batting average. So he's a reliever. And also, I showed you guys just a minute ago the bottom 10 bullpen stats. The Red Sox were in that. They were highlighted in 4 of the 5 groups. So not only do you have a reliever going, he's obviously not going to pitch a whole, length in this game. And then he's going to hand it over to a bullpen that ranks in the bottom 10. And the stats, at least that I follow along, not a good recipe here for the Red Sox. So go ahead and give me the Braves run line at -121. Like I said, pitching favors the Braves big time, and then the bats there as well there. So Braves run line comes in at -121. Next matchup we want to look at here is the Nationals versus the Phillies. Howard's on the bump for the Phillies. It's just terrible numbers here. ERA over 6, whip over 2, opponent's batting average at .358. He's going to be opposed on the other mound. I think it's Fede. He's got a really crappy numbers himself. Nothing really stands out. ERA over 3.5, whip over 1.5, opponent's batting average of 275. Both the Phillies and the Nationals offense is in the top 10. You guys recall I just showed you that graphic. The Nationals and the Phillies are both highlighted there, so they're in 4 of those 5 categories. Combine that, if you guys recall the bullpen I showed you, Phillies were in the bottom 10 of that bullpen. So good offenses, bad starting pitching, bad bullpens, all that combined. I like it. I've actually teased the over down in this game, 7.5. So make sure you tease the over down to 7.5. And then I parlayed that with Braves money line. Not going to do Braves run line in a parlay, but just give me Braves money line. If you parlay Braves money line, tease that over in Nationals Phillies down to 7.5. That comes in at +105, and I really like that a lot. All right, guys, so those are my 3 bets. Go Mets run line at -112, go Braves run line at -112, and then do a Braves money line, parlay that with Nats Phillies over 7.5, and that comes in at +105. All right, guys, here's to a new week. We're almost approaching a new month. Our just bad luck is about to turn, and we're going to kick things off, and I'm happy that you guys are going to be along with me. Don't forget, get in those NFL group contests. The season starts in about 10 days, and I want you guys to take my money, and I want you guys to compete along with me. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, guys, I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching this episode of Winning Bets. I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you again when we are celebrating the wins and making more winning bets. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more winning bets.